my name's Ellie and I'm Stitching Bee here on Flosstube and also over on Instagram. Welcome to my channel all about cross-stitch, crafty bargains and bees. Today is episode number 16. Welcome along if you're a new subscriber or if you're a returning subscriber. I'm really grateful for you all being here. And this is going to be a jam-packed episode yet again. I have got some big news to share, I've got lots of haul, I've got so many exciting things to show you, so let's get started. Right, so my plan for today's video is to give you some Flosstuber recommendations to begin with. I've just got a couple to share with you. I've got my statistics for May and I'm going to show you a bit of my June stitching as well because I've kind of not really done a huge amount in May because I've had holidays and different things happening, so there won't be too much stitching to share, so I thought I'll incorporate everything that I've done since my last video. I've got some new starts to show you, as always. I have got a finish to show you, I've got whips, I've got some big life news, I've got lots of lovely plans, I have got the giveaway winner results, I have got PDF haul, regular haul, and I'm going to also talk about the other videos that I'm going to be doing, which I'm going to be filming straight after this one. I hope you have a beverage and can sit back and relax, do some stitching and join me. Right, so first of all, I'm going to talk through some of the Flosstubers that I'd like to mention. I'll go through them fairly quick. So all these Flosstubers definitely deserve a watch and for you to go and look at their channel and like and subscribe and comment on their videos because they're all just fantastic. I love them all. So first of all, I can't remember if I'd mentioned her in the last video or not, but I'm going to mention her again because I think she's absolutely brilliant. Ditsy Daisy Crafts, Pam. She's a Flosstuber that also lives in Scotland and she is just fantastic. She's got so much energy, enthusiasm for what she does. She's got so many interesting projects, so many amazing fully finished objects. Loads of different fabric choices and things that really complement the pieces beautifully. And yeah, she's got a fun thing at the end of each video where she teaches us a Scottish word. A lot of them I've heard already because I do live in Scotland, but it's always good to know. And yeah, really beneficial for people that aren't familiar with Scottish terminology as well. So highly recommend checking her out. So that's Ditsy Daisy Crafts. The next one is Jenna from the Red-Headed Stitcher. I believe she was a Flosstuber that Pam actually mentioned, so I went to go and have a look at her channel and she's got some lovely videos out. The one I watched recently was all about bees, of course, love bees. So she was showing all her previous bee fully finished objects as well as lots of bee ornaments and things that she's bought from the garden centre, and she's also recently done one on strawberries, so definitely check that out if you're interested in those things. Next, she doesn't really need me to mention her, but Kim, she is a wonderful Flosstuber, amazing presence that she has on Instagram as well. She creates the most gorgeous Instagram photos and beautiful stories, which I'm just in awe by. I think they're absolutely lovely. And yeah, Kim is trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so definitely go and support her channel. Again, she's got some wonderful projects that she shares, lots of the lovely cotton and twine boxes that she's stitching, and her stitching is just beautiful. So highly recommend Kim. Next is Stitches with Charlie Feathers. Again, mentioned her loads of times before. Love watching her channel. She's got a really calming presence. Beautiful, beautiful projects that are so kind of whimsical and yeah, incorporate a lot of nature and flowers and things that I really enjoy as well. Really bright colours. I love the wedding piece that she's doing at the moment to celebrate her husband, her and her husband's anniversary. She's picked all her own colours and it looks fantastic. So go and check out Charlie. And then Born to Stitch. I'm going to talk about them more later, but they have a Flosstube channel. So Amy and Ida, definitely go and watch their channel. Amy owns the shop Born to Stitch, which I visited in New Jersey last week. And it was a fantastic experience, but again, I'll get to that in a different video, but definitely go and check out their Flosstube if you're interested to see what they get up to. And then Mama Loves You GB, I mean, she doesn't need a mention either, but she is fantastic. I've watched her videos from the beginning Absolutely love her Sunday morning briefing, and I was particularly inspired by her shaker box that she managed to get, I think from a charity shop or an antique shop, and she mounted the blue flower bee pattern on top of it, and it is absolutely stunning. So definitely go and have a look at that if you haven't seen it already. And then finally, Heather McLean 4, she is on Instagram, and she does loads of tutorials, kind of reels, showing how to fully finish objects. And I found her when I was looking up how to make a biscornu. Not that I've made a biscornu, don't get too excited. But I was just having a little, you know, an idea of how to make it for when I do come to make my own. And she has done some beautiful fully finishes. She's done a lot of the Just Nan charts and, you know, as I say, biscornus, beaded projects. Oh, Doreen Jones ones, absolutely gorgeous. So go and check out her Instagram if you're interested in seeing how to fully finish some objects. Right, so now we will talk about the statistics for May. As I said, hasn't been an amazing stitchy month, but has been an amazing month in other ways, which we'll get to eventually. So I have stitched for 21 days in May. I have started 2 projects. I have not had any finishes, but as I say, the finish will come from the start of June. And I've worked on 2 whips. So I'll show you those now. So the first one is the new start, one of the new starts. So I did say I was going to be starting this for secret stitching, but I never actually showed you what the project was. This is by the Hoodie Studio, and it's Homer in a Towel meme, which I did purchase from Etsy. And it says, "You'll have to speak up, I'm wearing a towel." And you might think, why on earth have I stitched this? But my partner really loves Homer Simpson and the Simpsons in general, and I'm stitching this for his birthday. And I stitched this when we were on the plane, so he does know about it, but he's really excited to get it. So as I say, I hadn't actually finished this when I was stitching it in May, but it was so close to a finish by the end of the month, so I thought I'll just finish it at the start of June. So that is why it is now a finish. And here we go. Sorry, I've not ironed it. I've not had a chance at all. The fabric is a 28 count Pole Stitches hand dyed even weave that's kind of green and yellow. I don't know that the camera really shows it off that well. It really washes it out. You can see a little bit of the mottling, but it's definitely much greener than it appears on camera. I've stitched this with the called for DMC threads. And yes, there's a lot of block stitching there. An awful lot of stitches, but it was really nice and easy to do and was perfect for when we were in the airport and waiting for our flight, and yeah, good to do when we were on the plane as well. And yeah, I really like it. It was really fun doing the letters as well. Just a kind of different project that it's nice to change it up every so often, and this was a really fun one to do. So my plan is to make this into a flat fold. So I will show you some of the fabrics that I've bought. So obviously Homer Simpson loves donuts, so I think I'm possibly going to use this as the backing fabric. It's really pretty. Or we've also got this piece, which is kind of hundreds and thousands or sprinkles on it that I thought might complement it as well. And then as I was shopping, I thought, oh, I really like this. This has nothing to do with the project, but I might as well show you because I bought all these fabrics together. I thought this one was really beautiful. It's in the sale. And all this fabric is from the Fabric Fox, who is a UK seller, sells some gorgeous fabrics, really reasonable price for the fat quarters. And I will link their shop down below. So go and check that out if you're interested. Right, so that's finish number 1 and my first new start. I feel a bit discombobulated this month. Normally I'm very clear cut and I just talk about what I've stitched during that particular month because I always try to film at the start of the next month. The kind of May, June, it's all kind of merging into one, so I'm getting a little confused. Don't know if you can tell. But yeah, so that is a finish for June, but was predominantly stitched in May. So my next new start, which I started in May, is this lovely project, and it's called The Tree of Life. And it is a buttons and bead kit from Mill Hill from their autumn series, and this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. So initially I started it on the perforated paper, which you can see here, which is fine. I normally stitch on perforated paper with the Mill Hill kits, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it so much this time because I thought I wanted it to look a bit more fancy, because I've got the frame already that's shown here, this lovely purple frame, and I'm stitching it for my dad's special birthday, so I wanted it to feel really special, I guess. So I am stitching it instead on a 32 count vintage country mocha even weave, and this is where I'm up to at the moment. Again, lots of lovely block stitching in this. So you'll have seen, if you saw my Instagram, that I took this on holiday as well. And again, we'll get more to that later on, but this is my progress on it so far. And as you can see, lots of lovely shades of blue, and the bits that I've left blank are going to be filled with lovely beads. So that's that one. So that's my second new start. Right, next we'll move on to whips. So this project I showed you last time, I think I worked on it for one day maybe, in addition to when I think I worked on it for one more day since I last showed you, so it's not going to be a huge amount of progress, but I'll show you it anyway. So this is the Bees Got Knees, this Bees Got Knees, sorry, from Hands On Design, and was a Jingle Ball class which I participated in for the Jingle Ball at the start of the month, and it was hosted by Kathy from Hands On Designs, and it's such a beautiful project. I've seen so many gorgeous finishes and fully finished objects of this. I decided to do mine a little differently, and I'm stitching it on a maroon 32 count linen instead of the called for kind of beigey colour, I guess. And I really love how this pops. The greens look lovely and the white really shows up nicely, so really happy with this fabric choice. I haven't done a huge amount since I last showed you, but progress is progress and I'm getting there. I was really hoping to get this finished for the end of the month so I could have watched the video again to fully finish it, but just didn't happen. That's okay. I'll get to it eventually, and I love stitching on it. It's such a beautiful project, and I love all the little motifs, so you feel like it's a kind of mini finish each time. I never showed you either, the needle minder is from Don't Step on Your Needle. Right, my next whip, which was an older whip that I don't think I've worked on since my whip parade, so this was a really good opportunity to get it out again. This, it doesn't really have a name as such, but I've called it Work Colleagues. What did I call it? Work friends, work colleagues, something like that. So this is the project here. And again, I have forgotten the designer, but I will write it at the bottom of the screen. So it said, work made us co-workers, but surviving the workday made us friends. And I'm stitching this for one of my work friends. And so the model, as you can see here, is stitched on white, but I've changed it up and I'm stitching it on a 32 count Duck Azure blue. And I'll put a before picture in if I have one. And again, I worked on this on the plane when we were going to New York, and the flight's about 7 hours, so I got a huge amount of progress done. And this is where we are now. Oops. So I'm actually not too far off finishing it. So I've just got one more part of the wreath to do. I've done all the black lettering, and then I've just got to do Friends, which is in the 2 different shades of green. So there we are. I'll zoom in for you so you can see it in a little bit more detail. I was actually amazed how quickly this stitched up when I just put a bit of time into it. So yeah, really happy with that one, and I hope my friend likes it. Again, I think I might finish it in a frame this time. and finish it similar to my swan, which is behind me, where I mount it onto a circular piece of mount board and then put some nice fabric or something at the back. I think that's probably how I'll fully finish it. So yeah, that is all my stitching that I have for this month. So yeah, well, part of June as well. Not a huge amount, but still, progress is progress, and yeah, I've worked on some nice projects. Right, so now we're gonna move on to plans, and this is where I will reveal my big life news. So the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed already, but yeah, I actually got engaged, which is really exciting. So me and my partner went to a wedding in Canada back in 12th of May, I believe it was, and we were in Canada for a week. And we went to lots of different places, which I'm going to talk about again in a future video. But at the end of the holiday, we went to Niagara Falls, which is where the wedding was taking place. And on our final night, after the wedding was all done, don't worry, it wasn't on the day of the wedding, that would be really awkward. But at the end of our holiday, we were watching the fireworks overlooking Niagara Falls. And yeah, he asked me to marry him. So I was very excited and very shocked. And I'm super excited by it now. I was just a bit overwhelmed by everything. But yeah, really happy to share that news. And yeah, that means I've got lots more stitchy plans that relate to weddings. So that is my kind of main focus now with my stitching. I mean, I've got loads of things to work on, and I don't think we're gonna get married until like 27, 28. So we've got plenty of time. But that means I've still got to get started with all my stitchy plans. And so yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about next. So I just had to fill that in so everything else made sense. But I'm really delighted, and yeah, can't wait to share all my plans with you now. So one of my first plans is to stitch a lovely pattern out of this book. So it's called Cross Stitch in the Forest by Pigeon Coop Designs, and I've shown you a book flip through of this before. And basically when we were in Canada, we did lots of interesting things, and one of which was going to the Blue Jays baseball game. I've never seen baseball before. Canada's only baseball team is the Blue Jays, so obviously we went to that one and we had such an amazing time, really enjoyed it, and yeah, I felt like a fellow Blue Jay by the end of it. And also on the day that we got engaged, we went to a bird kingdom near where we were staying in Niagara Falls, and we saw a blue jay in there. And since then we've also seen a lot out in the wild, and I know it's probably quite a regular bird for most Canadians and Americans that see them all the time. But for me, it was a really big deal, and I think they're such beautiful birds. And because of the connection with the Blue Jays baseball, and as I say, seeing that bird the morning when we got engaged, I just thought it was a good kind of representation for me of what our Canadian holiday was like. And yeah, it gives me really fond memories of that day. So I really wanted to do an engagement project to kind of pinpoint that moment, because I'm very sentimental and like a cross stitch for everything significant. So I saw this pattern and thought this would be perfect. So this is called Rowdy J, as I say, by Pigeon Coop Designs. And I'm thinking I'm possibly going to stitch it on that maroon fabric, I think. And I'm probably going to change the leaves to green, because I guess this looks more autumnal. But I just think the detail in the Blue Jay feathers are stunning. I love that the Blue Jays have that little kind of hair flick. I thought that was really cute. And I'll put the picture in of the Blue Jay we saw at the Bird Kingdom. But I think they're just such gorgeous birds. Quite big actually. I wasn't expecting them to be as large as they are. But yeah, this to me reminds me of Canada, and it's really hard to find a piece related to Niagara Falls, so this is the next best thing. So this is what I'm going to stitch for my engagement piece. And I've got alphabet books and things, so put a little bit of text along the bottom of the date and things of when we got engaged. So that is my first kind of wedding related project. There's a few others that I can't really talk about because they're going to be secret projects. But my other project I want to mention is this. I don't know where I'm going to put it. But I love the idea of doing a wedding sampler for myself. I'd love a wedding with lots of flowers and bright colours, purples, greens, all my favourite colours. So I thought this piece really kind of reflected that. And yeah, obviously you change out the names and the date is to be confirmed. But I think that would be a really nice thing to have on the table to kind of welcome people as they come in. I haven't even thought about venues or dresses or anything else. I'm just like, what cross stitch do I need to do most importantly? So yeah, totally focusing on the wrong things, but it's important though. It's important to me, so that's what I'm focusing all my time and energy into when it comes to wedding planning at the moment. So yeah, I think I might do a video actually of all the other kind of wedding things that I want to stitch. Obviously that's not all going to be done, you know, in a month or two. It's going to take me quite a long time. So as I go, yeah, I think I might compile a video to show what kind of things I might be stitching. Let me know if you're interested in that. Otherwise I'll just show it on my channel as normal, but yeah, I'm really excited, so I want to share that excitement with everybody else, whether you like it or not. So yeah, so the wedding sampler is another idea. In relation to fully finished objects, I'm really behind on my fully finishing, and I hate that because I like to be like, finish a project, fully finish it, put it on my Instagram, and that's it done. But I've just not had the time. Let's say we're in Canada for a week, we were back working for 2 weeks, and then we went to New York for another wedding, which has been an incredible time. Really enjoyed it, really lucky that and fortunate we've been able to do that, but everything else has taken a back seat. And now just trying to save some pennies, you know, to plan for our own wedding. And yeah, I want to FFO all those other pieces. I've lost count of how many there are now, but definitely the April showers, the lavender one, be the Homer one now. Yeah, so I'm going to spend a bit of time doing that at some point. Don't know when, but yeah, I hope so soon. So this ornament, I haven't actually purchased it yet, but this is a design from Etsy. I'll put the designer down below. And I really wanted to make a little ornament to recognise our time spent in New York as well. So I have found this pattern, and I think it incorporates a lot of the things. It's got the Statue of Liberty, it's got the taxi, it's got Broadway, I think it's got the World Trade Center, Empire State Building, like all the kind of main things that we did as well. So I'm going to stitch that. So that's part of my plans as well, but not necessarily for June, just at some point in the future. Let me just check my list. Oh, the other one I'd love to start, which I need to get a wriggle on with because the sale finishes at the end of July. But this is from New Leaf Crafts. I don't know if you can still enter the sale now. I think it's potentially closed. But this is a free stitch along called the Let It Be sale. Again, I'll put the hashtag down below. And this sale, as I say, it's completely free, and it has a gorgeous bee piece in the middle and then different things around the edge, but it's all in little hexagons. So I am really excited to participate in this. The pattern is beautiful. I think basically you stitch one part and then share it on your Instagram, and then the designer will then give you the next part. So it's not a kind of regular thing that you automatically get each installment. You obviously have to stitch it as you go, which is fine. So that's why I need to get started on it. I'm thinking I'll probably stitch this maybe on a kind of dark purple or something like that, because I think the yellow would really pop with that. The only thing is the lavender element of it. I'm not too sure how well that would work, so still needs a bit of work, but I'm looking forward to starting that hopefully in the month of June, because I would really like to get it done before July as well. I believe you can buy the pattern in its entirety on New Leaf Crafts website anyway, so if you don't get a chance to do the stitch along, you can always go and purchase it directly from their website. I'm going to talk about their website more because I've got plenty of haul to show you, which relates to them as well. So I think that's all my plans. I think I've kind of given you that in a very jumbled, mixed way, but that's how my brain is at the moment. And I'm very excited just to kind of be back into stitching and looking forward to the future of all the things I can make. Now we're going to move on to the giveaway winner results. So I'll do this very quickly because I've got loads of other things to show you still. So the first one I don't actually have because I've already posted it off to the winner because it's a lady that I chat to regularly on Instagram, and I was actually sending her something else anyway. So I've just included it in that package. So the Rendale calendar went to Angela from Angela Jewelry 7205. So congratulations, Angela. The next giveaway is this Penelope cottage kit. And the lucky winner of this was Britches Get Stitches. So congratulations to you. The hedgehog, this Penelope cross stitch piece has been won by Beverly Lawrence 5346. So congratulations, Beverly. That is going to be heading to you. The vintage kits. So it was a cat. Oops, I can't get both of them. Cat and a dog, and the keyword was vintage, and that has been won by Oliver Gunawan 6141. Sorry if I got your name wrong there. And then the bee kit, that has been won by Kim Eason 6363. And the wheelbarrow garden kit has been won by Miss Amy J 123. So congratulations to all those winners. I'll have put your comment hopefully as a screenshot so you can see that that was definitely you. Please message me if you are a winner with your address on Instagram if you don't mind. Just DM me, and yeah, I'll get those sent out to you as soon as I have your address. So congratulations again. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Everybody that entered, I'm really grateful. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this experience of doing Flosstube, and I'm delighted to have reached the 1,000 subscriber milestone. So thank you once again. We're going to move on to PDF haul as usual. There isn't maybe as much as normal, but then you'll see everything that's on the floor around me and realise that there's probably a good reason for that. I'll probably just say now, I'm not going to show you my haul from the cross-stitch shops I went to in New York and Canada in this video because we would be here all day and my phone can only take, well, my camera and tablet can only kind of do videos really up to about 40 or 50 minutes. Otherwise I have to reduce the quality of them, and I'd rather not do that. So I'm just going to do it in separate installments so I can talk in great detail about the cross-stitch shops I visited and the other stitchy places I went to, and hopefully you won't feel that you've then missed out on that. So there's going to be 2 separate videos, one about New York and one about Canada, which I'm going to film after this. So all the haul I'm about to show you is just kind of regular haul. Still quite a few exciting things. I've got stuff from Ukrainian, a Ukrainian shop, and I've got my order from 123 Stitch, and yeah, plenty of other things, but just to let you know that the haul from those stitchy shops will be in the upcoming videos that I'll film next. So anyway, back to PDF haul. So the first one I did actually show you last week because it was in my plans. Obviously that's not happened, but I can now show you the fully finished piece of this project, which has been stitched by the wonderful Stitchy Squirrels for Historical Sample Company. So as I say, from Historical Sample Company, this pant is called The Secret Garden Sal, and it is absolutely beautiful. Love this piece, and I really do want to start it soon because I feel like it'll just languish otherwise, and I'd love to have it out and finished into a drum is my kind of aim for that one. So I'll quickly show you the picture for that so I can maybe enable you if you haven't seen it already. But I'm sure you've been living under a rock if you've not seen it already because it has been everywhere. Next is from Living on a Rainbow. I really love her as a designer. I think her designs are so unique and just different, really, really clever. And she knocked it out of the park with this one. This is called a Strawberry Teapot. And I showed you the watering can last time. And I love the teapot just as much, if not more, because I think it's so detailed and oh, it's so special. So I'd love to do this at some point, because I'd love a fairy kind of scene. Again, whole different, I won't get off on a tangent because we'll be here all day. I've got lots of fairy projects, but that one I think would really look lovely in a kind of fairy display. So that is called Strawberry Teapot. And the next one is by Sophie Crafts. This is the letter E. Obviously E is for my name, and it's got bees on it, and it's got purples, and I feel like it's me to a T. So I really love that and would love to stitch that soon. Vladder X Stitch, I've already shown the project that I want to stitch in my plans. So this is a modern wedding cross stitch piece. As I say, incorporates all the colours that I really like and would like to incorporate in my wedding. So that's why I'm going to be stitching that one. All these are purchased from Etsy, by the way, if I hadn't said already. The final one from Etsy is by Miss X Stitch Designs. And I can't remember who I saw, was it Endless Stitches or something like that, had posted on their Instagram that they were doing as part of the Strawberry Moon sale. I think it's called that. I'm not participating in it, but I know there's a hashtag out there for strawberry projects. They'd shared this piece and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. So I went to go and check it out on Miss X Stitch Designs Etsy page. And I mean, the price was crazy. It was so reasonable for such a beautiful project. And I've seen it stitched on the navy fabric and I think it looks beautiful. Really complements the reds and the white and yeah, the green, everything that's incorporated in that lovely strawberry project. So it's called Strawberry Garden and I think it's so sweet. So we'd definitely like to stitch that at some point. Right, the next ones are from New Leaf Crafts, which I mentioned previously in relation to the Let It Be sale. And I was totally in awe of everything on her website and bought quite a few things. So the Poppies one initially actually is a freebie, and such a beautiful project, so much detail, and it looks like there's maybe half stitches, a lot of back stitch, things that really add to the depth and intrigue of the piece. So you can definitely get that for free on her website. And then all these others I did buy. So this next one is poinsettia and it's a beautiful ornament. I love poinsettias for Christmas. I've actually still got one, which my May's just still alive. The leaves are now green, so it doesn't look like a traditional poinsettia anymore. But yeah, they're quite hardy plants. I was expecting it to not have survived this long. But anyway, it's still going and maybe I'll have it for next Christmas if I'm lucky. So I think that's a really sweet ornament. I've got strawberry, which again, not entirely sure what I would do with this one. Maybe an ornament or maybe a little needlebook or something. It shows you both the outside of the strawberry and then the inside of the strawberry as well, which I think is really clever. So much detail and shading and looks really pretty. The next one is Swallow. I think they've done this as a kind of brooch maybe, but I'd love to make it as an ornament. I think they're really special. Love swallows. I've shown you a swallow piece that I stitched previously for my dad. We always talk about swallows and they remind me of home, so really happy to have that project. The next one is Fox. I think it's called Fluffy Dreams or something, but it's the autumnal one, so I've just called it Fox. But it's a fox sleeping with the autumnal kind of foliage around him. It's so cute. I really love that. And I haven't really got many autumn projects, so I thought that would be a good addition to the autumn decor. Next one is Toadstools. Again, really cute. Would go with my fairy display. Lots of detail. I don't know if it's French knots possibly for the detail on top of the toadstools, but really cute, and love that project as well. And then last but not least, we have the bunny, which I think is the Fluffy Dreams spring one. It's just a bunny fast asleep with lots of flowers and nice foliage around it. So I was delighted to find that website and that new designer, and I think you should definitely go and check out her Instagram page and yeah, have a look at that sale if you're interested, and definitely go and have a look at their website because they are wonderful. And I think they're Ukrainian, I believe. I love a lot of Ukrainian designers. Their detail and depth of colour and shading, oh, it's just stunning. Love it. Right, whistled through them. Let's move on to the Patreon releases. Claire from Love Poppet, again, has knocked it out of the park for June's Patreon release. It's called Whale of a Time, and it is beautiful. I don't know how she does it, but just the detail and the intricate kind of shading and colours she uses, I just love it. So if you haven't seen it already, definitely go and check that out. And Laura from Cotton and Clay UK has just released Whale Needle Minders, which are so cute and would complement the piece beautifully. That's what she's kind of designed them with that piece in mind for. So I might have to go and purchase one of those as well. It's so hard to try and save money when there's so many nice things out there. But anyway, yeah, love Poppet. And I've just seen that she's going to release another SAL, which I think actually starts today. I'm not going to participate yet because it is a mystery SAL. I'm not too keen on mystery SALs. I like to have an idea of what I'm going to be stitching, but inevitably I'm probably going to love it, and I probably will have to join in as soon as I see the first part. So yeah, Claire's just a nightmare. She's so good. Love all her work. And then the next one is Liz Matthews' Patreon, which I'm also part of. She's can't even speak now, I'm too excited. She's released a new project as well, which I think will be coming to the end of its time. She'll be releasing a new one, I think, on the 15th of the month. So you haven't got long left to get this one, but it's called Strawberry Moon. And again, strawberries are everywhere, fruits everywhere. It's just all over Instagram and Flosstube, seen so many gorgeous fruit related projects. And yeah, strawberries in particular are making a comeback everywhere. So as I say, there's a stitch along that's taking place that you can use the hashtag for any strawberry projects that you're working on. So definitely recommend Liz's Patreon as well. The other one I wanted to share is Cute Patterns by Maria. I saw on her Instagram she's released a summer night freebie, which is a beautiful house kind of in a glass bottle kind of idea with, oh, like a nighttime summer night scene. Really beautiful. Go and have a look at that if you're interested. That's on her Instagram and her Facebook page. And yeah, I think that's all my PDF form. Yeah, so now we'll move on to regular haul. The first haul I'm going to show you is from a wonderful Ukrainian shop, which me and a few other ladies did a group order so we could split the postage between us. And I can't actually say the shop name very well, so I'm just going to write it at the bottom of the screen. But the prices are so reasonable. The website is in Ukrainian, but you can easily translate it with the Google Translate thing. And the projects on there are stunning. I really had to restrain myself because you have to keep it under a certain amount to avoid the custom charge. If it's over that, then you get charged custom fees. So yeah, I had to, everything I added to the basket was like, okay, fine, I'll put that back. But yeah, it was a real challenge. But oh, I'll show you what I've got. So exciting. As I said before, I love Ukrainian cross-stitch designers. Their work it's just so different and I love it. Really exciting. One of them actually I guess isn't Ukrainian per se, but I haven't seen this project before until I saw it on that website, and I thought, oh, do I really need another dimensions kit? The answer is probably no, but this, oh, look at it. This is beautiful. This is called Iris and Swans, and I mean, don't get the wrong idea, I do live in Glasgow and parks don't really look like this, but in my head we have a park nearby that has a lovely bridge, we have swans, and it does have irises, but maybe not quite in the kind of Monet-esque incredibly beautiful view as this piece, but the elements are there. Might be the odd shopping trolley or something thrown in the water as well, but anyway, this is beautiful and this is the most idyllic scene. I love irises. I love purple ones in particular, but these pink ones are beautiful too. I love swans, and look at the little cygnets just following behind. All the foliage here. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. So I looked this up afterwards thinking, oh, maybe I could just order it from somewhere else. But I mean, this was around, I think, £30 when you did the conversion from the Ukrainian currency. But I mean, I saw this for like 50 to 80 on eBay, and it actually seems really hard to find. So the fact that it was for such a reasonable price and that I could get it, I thought, no, I have to have this. So it comes with all the gorgeous threads, and it's just beautiful. I love it. This is from, designed by Wayne Webb. Oh, I shouldn't have started saying this. Whatever that says. There you go. I don't know why I even started to try and say it. It's 16 count Ada. I'm just trying to see if there's a date on it. It's a gold collection, but I don't think it has a date on it. Not that I can see easily anyway. But I would imagine it's quite a modern one. But yeah, I'd say I've just not seen it anywhere else, and I love a dimensions kit, and I feel like I like to know all the ones that are about. But yeah, I was really excited when I saw that. So that was that one. This, I have a lot of other baubles in the series, which I purchased from, is it Create Nostalgia? They have a lot of the Wonderland craft kits. But this one was out of stock at the time, and I've not been able to get it since. I'll show you the picture of the one I've stitched already as part of this series, and I have a few other ones too. But basically it's a kit that comes with the wooden bauble, and then tucked away inside here you've got all the beautiful beads, and yeah, you stitch it and then embellish it with the beads as you would, you know, a Mill Hill kit and things like that. But I mean, this image doesn't show you the true depth of colour of how fantastically vibrant this bauble is. So go and have a look online if you're interested. It's FLW008 is the kind of code for it. But yeah, it's by Wonderland Crafts, and they have so many beautiful projects. Oh, that shows you a bit better how vibrantly blue it is. Really beautiful. So I had to get that, and it comes in different colours if you're not so keen on the blue. Then I got these lovely little like postage stamp kits. So this is called Spring, and if you know anything about me, you know that I love cottages. So I thought this was perfect, and look at the lovely tulips along the bottom. I say it comes on this wooden block to stitch as a stamp, and this is designed by Zakia Stitch. I've got quite a few of their projects. So that's the first one, and then of course Bumblebee. Love the purple. I don't know if it's supposed to be a thistle, but that's really stunning, and again stitched on the wooden stamp. Really love that. I mean, of course I love them, that's why I bought them. This is another Wonderland Crafts kit. This is a beautiful butterfly, and it just is bead embroidery on wood. So there's no cross stitch in this, it's all just beads, which all come with the kit, as you can see there. And then you get the wooden butterfly and you embellish it with the beads. And then it has its own little stand. And I just love how three-dimensional it is. Yeah, it's so clever. So the code for that is FLK581. Beautiful. Then the kind of bigger kits I got, this is called Tree of Life Rose. This is by Teller Artists. Look at this. It gives me kind of owl forest embroidery vibes. Obviously it's a much smaller piece than a lot of their projects. But I just, oh, there was so many of these beautiful designs, all with different flowers, and I really had to stop myself from buying all of them. There's a gorgeous thistle one as well. I think another order is imminent in the future. But yeah, it comes with these lovely thread cards, and look at those variegated colours. So pretty. Beautiful. And then going with the theme of the swans, I got this one, which is also by Teller Artists, and this is called Love in the Reed. And I love the colours on this, and I love stitching on dark fabric, as I think it makes the colours really, really pop. And I was just totally drawn to this because I think it stands out so well. And again, it comes with the beautiful, look at that turquoise. Oh, love it. Beautiful turquoise thread and lovely other variegated colours. So yeah, that was all my wonderful haul from that shop. And I say I'll link it down below so you can check it out if you're interested. So now I'll show you some other haul that I purchased. This is from Raindrop Crafts, and these are little fairy kits to make each of these lovely fairies. These I purchased from Lindsay, who is Stitching Magic 111 on Flosstube. She has got a gorgeous Flosstube, so many lovely projects, and she did this fairy making business, I believe, which she is closing her Etsy shop at some point. So these were for an absolute bargain price, and as I say, I want to do a kind of fairy themed, so I thought these would be perfect. This is a little booklet I bought from eBay, I think it was, by Serendipity Designs. And if you have watched me before, you know that I love a lot of their projects. I have quite a few already. I think they did the orchid and a few others, but I really love this one as well. I think that's really pretty. And these are some of the other ones on the back that you can buy. Lovely roses. So that was a sweet peas piece that I found on eBay. I can't remember if I showed you this last time. This is going to be awkward because it's a mirror. But it, oh gosh, you can see everything this far. You don't need to see that. But anyway, this lovely frame that has all this intricate detail around the edge that also happens to be a mirror and is showing you all the mess that's on the floor. I got that from the charity shop for £2. So I can just take the glass out of that and use it as a frame. Next, what have we got in here? Another dimensions kit that I got from Vinted. Never seen this before either. It's called Garden of Weeding. With a little bird. Probably wouldn't use the words, but I think it's a really lovely project. Look at the bee and the butterfly, really pretty. This is by, oh, it's a 2010 dimensions kit. I assume it's out of print now because I've never seen it anywhere else, but really beautiful. I got this other little booklet from eBay, and it was mainly for these geese. I love the kind of watercolour effect of that. It's another one with the cottage, which is really beautiful, but obviously it's quite a big project. And then the little floral window box and this other cottage as well. But it was the geese that I was really drawn to. And this is actually a dimensions booklet as well. This is by Dawn Barton. And as I say, it was an eBay find, so you may well find it yourself. This is again an eBay find. This is called Hydrangea. There's a whole series of these, but I particularly like this one. And again, it's another Serendipity Designs. I love the blue in that. Really pretty. What else have we got in here? Oh, I've got some lovely fabric from the lovely cross stitch Sarah. She'd sent me some bee fabric that I showed you last time, and she sent me this one as well. She'd found some extra, so thank you, Sarah. I bought this amazing bag from, again, I'll put her name down below. Terrible this month for that. She's called Sophie, and she sells on Vinted, and she designs her own patterns, and she stitched this onto a beautiful denim tote bag. But look at this. It's a bee, obviously, with all the strawberries around him. But I mean, look at the detail. And so I messaged her because I bought quite a few things from her before. She does pencil cases and little bags and things like that. And I was like, where do you get your patterns from? And she's like, oh, I just make them. I was like, what? I said, you need to start selling these because I would love to stitch this myself as well. And I'm sure many, many people I know would like to stitch it too. So she said she hadn't really thought about selling them, but she'll maybe look into it. But maybe we should all message her on Instagram, on Vinted, and ask if that she would sell her patterns, because I think they're so beautiful and really need to be seen by so many more people. So yeah, I was delighted with that find, and I would love it if she sold her patterns because they're so lovely. From the charity shop, that way, a little rose piece. I'll probably do this as a giveaway at some point. Not today, but at some point. I got some lovely backing papers. I love any kind of Japanese inspired pieces. Love the cherry blossom stalk, so pretty. So this is called Cherry Blossom by Dough Crafts Paper Mania, and I purchased this for £2 from TK Maxx. Always good to have a look in their stationery section, find lots of lovely things. This is another piece I bought from eBay, cross stitch greeting card by Design Work Crafts, and it's a lovely beehive with some lovely bees and flowers around it. I probably wouldn't do the back stitch as it's shown here. I feel it's quite blocky, very kind of 90s vibe, but I would possibly change that up a bit. But it comes with little threads, again, a couple of pound on eBay. This is one of the I don't know if it was this month or last month's World of Cross Stitch magazine free kits. You bring me sunshine, you are my sunshine, it says. Lovely sunflower. What else we got in here? Oh, this block of wood. I love buying blocks of wood. From the charity shop, was only £1. Again, great for finishing. I love putting paper on them. Yeah, like that. Someone asked if I'd do a flick through of this Cross Stitch Favourites magazine. I will do it at some point, but I don't think I'm going to have time today, so I'll leave it in my box and I'll try and do it next time. Okay, now we will move on to 123 Stitch haul. Yeah, I love 123 Stitch. Their postage to the UK is so cheap, and yeah, they're the best way to get American charts that you can't necessarily find in the UK as easily. Obviously I recommend many UK sellers as well, but sometimes they just have a little more choice at 123 Stitch because obviously they are an American company. So the first one I bought was Stacey Nash Animal Crackers Clovis. I thought I already had this one because it's literally one of my favourites, but I don't know why I don't, but I have it now. So I think she's beautiful, and look at the little teapot. I don't know if it's an ornament next to her or a needlebook or something else. But again, part of the British series of the Animal Cracker range. Little badger. And then the Peacock by Cottage Garden Threads. Really pretty. And I mentioned this before, I'd seen somebody finish it in a circular frame. I thought it was beautiful. But I'd love to finish it on a box top, I think. That would be really nice. Then I've got hands-on design. After watching Kathy's class for the Spring Mingle, I was really hooked on all hands-on design projects and thought I really wanted to try different finishing styles. So I purchased all of the berries I could find from them. So we've got strawberry, we've got blueberry, and my favourite one is blackberry because it's all purples. So I'd probably stitch them on different fabrics, but I love all the ribbon and the detail on the top. And obviously they're meant to go in a basket together. So I think that would be really fabulous to stitch them all up. Then we have Pink Hill Manor by Blackbird Designs. I'm not really a primitive stitcher by any means, but I'm just really drawn to houses and cottages and pink and purple, and I feel like this included a lot of those things. So it's, I believe, from their Anniversaries of the Heart range. This is pattern number 4, but I think it's beautiful, and I'll just stitch it by itself. Love that. And then last but not least, I bought some 18 count perforated paper. So I found this really hard to find in the UK. I know you can get 14 count, but 18 count I found more difficult, and I need it for the pins to finish off the This Bee's Got Knees pin cushion. So that's all the 1, 2, 3 stitch haul. Other vintage finds that I got were all these bits of fabric. So that's 28 count Misty Green, 28 count denim. Sorry, I haven't got time to take them all out of the packs, but let me know if you want closer up pictures or anything. 28 count Mountain Blue, 28 count Coffee, and 28 count O'Donnell, another kind of pale green. And I bought all of those. They're 13 by 11 inches each pieces, for around £15 including postage, from a vintage seller called Tiger Pete 1. I've bought from them before. Really great if you just want lots of different colours, but you don't mind, you know, if it's a smaller piece. I believe they're all, so I got fabrics, and they do Ada as well. So obviously there's not a huge amount because it's just what I think it's his wife has got, maybe used to be a stitcher or something, and they're, you know, selling things that she doesn't need anymore, I think. So it's not that it's a regular, you know, a shop or anything, but definitely a great place to look for offcuts of fabric that you want for like little smalls and small projects. So really chuffed with that. And now we'll move on to my finishing idea kind of section. So if you've watched me before, you know I love an FFO, and I'm trying to branch out and do more kind of weird and wonderful FFOs to keep it interesting and exciting. So I'm always on the hunt for FFO materials, I guess. So I found this in the charity shop from Cancer Research for £1.99, and it's just a wooden, like plywood watering can. But again, my idea with all these things is to either cover them with paper, paint them, put fabric on them, and then just put a little cross stitch mounted on top. So these are really good finds for really small projects. Obviously it would have to be quite small to go on that. But I'm hoping, as I mentioned previously, when I have time, which probably won't be for a while, I'd love to do more tutorials on fully finishing things, and, you know, ideas like this. I definitely like to show. This I purchased from Asda yesterday. It's a little house. I've shown it many times before, so I won't show you it again, but if you're interested, on my Instagram I have a little wooden house that I've covered in paper, that I've then done a Home Sweet Home cross stitch by Doreen Jones, and then mounted it on the wooden house and gifted it to a friend. So that's probably what I'd intend to do with this one, but keep it for myself this time. So I'd found the house I'd bought previously from Asda had gone out of stock, and I don't think it's coming back into stock, so I was really delighted to find that one. This I also found at Asda yesterday, and it's a much longer wooden block. It says Feeling Lucky, and it's just pink on the back, so you could just use that side if you wanted to, or you could repaint it, or whatever you wanted. But I thought for maybe the tiny towns, I don't know if it would be a bit too short. Maybe the tiny towns would need a slightly longer piece, but obviously you could, if you really wanted to use this, you could amend the fabric so you stitched on a smaller count to allow it to fit. So that was my idea for that one. Then we also have another one that I got from the Cancer Research charity shop that was in the sale. Slightly bigger watering can, but it's got these fun flowers I thought might be exciting. And the little bow. So again, you could use, and it's got a little stand as well, which I thought was good for popping cross stitch on there. Then we have just a couple more things. This, I think it's one of those, yeah, East of India. It's a bit manky at the top. This I got from the charity shop for 50p or something. Again, another little house, perfect for a long kind of tall, well, not that tall, it's only small, but a kind of thinner finish. And then I have this lovely box, hexagonal box, which I've wanted to, ooh, I've got ribbon in here. That's pretty. Wondered where that had gone. Some nice ribbon from the works. This box is from the works as well. Hexagonal shape. My friend had actually decorated one for me already, but really good for a lovely finish on the top or something around the side. Love to paint it, you know, all those kind of things. And then I bought this already, but the red headed stitcher also showed a fully finished object in this, which is a big strawberry tray, which does, if you kind of lay it on its side, does kind of stand up itself, but obviously not that securely. But it has got a nice edge and rim around it, so you can mount cross stitch within it. And I'd probably just paint it or use some kind of strawberry fabric in the background and then put my cross stitch piece on it there. So yeah, that's all my fully finishing hints and tips for this month. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate anybody that likes, comments and subscribes. As I say, I'll be filming the next installments of my haul, basically, from my New York and Canada trip, and we'll talk in great detail about the cross stitch shops that I went to and about Hobby Lobby and Michael's and my experience of going to them for the first time. So keep your eyes peeled for that coming out shortly. And thank you again for anyone that entered the giveaway, and congratulations to those who won prizes. As I say, message me on Instagram and I'll get those prizes sent out to you. So thank you again, happy stitching. I'll see you next month for my proper Flosstube, but if you're interested in hearing about New York and Canada, then stay tuned for the upcoming videos. So happy stitching, bye!